Shout out to all the real ones out there. It's your boy Mike back at you with another video. In today's topic, I'm going to talk about relationships from the male point of view. As a guy who is, let's say, purple pill, however y'all want to consider it, a dude who is basically aware of female nature but still inside of a relationship. Not on no beta bullshit, but leading a relationship and is aware. I'm going to give you some of the things that I just noticed, and we'll take it from there. I'm just going to go on down the list. All right, now, normally I say it at the end of my videos, but I'll say it in the beginning this time. If you like the direction I'm going with my content, just go ahead, click like, subscribe to the channel, share the video, and feel free to comment. I'm always interested to see what other people have to say about whatever I'm discussing. So now that we got that out the way, let's jump right into this topic. So I'm gonna go for a positive, and then I'll throw you a negative. All right, so a positive of being a dude who has red pill knowledge in a relationship is that you get daily confirmations that all the stuff that Mikto talks about is very true. For you to be aware of female nature and then to see it happen right in front of your eyes, I gotta say, it's one of the most beautiful things that you could probably experience, because you realize that other dudes have kind of finally cracked the code. They put definitions and terms out there that in the past would maybe be hard to pinpoint. You would maybe have to listen to some Marvin Gaye or some Temptations to really break down the lyrics and be like, that's what he going through right there. But in our day and age, we got the term behind it. We got the female stinking and why. So that's the beautiful thing, is that you get to see female nature unfold, and instead of you being none the wiser, you actually understand what it is, what caused it, how I might have, or you or me, whoever's the male in the relationship, how they might have caused this behavior to now be taking place. And you also just start to realize that there are ways to prevent, let's say, the female manipulation and the attitude and all that, but the main thing is what it is. So I would say that's one of the pros. Now, if we talk about a con of being in a relationship for me is that you will constantly fail. You will constantly fail. And if you're a person like me who's like a high achiever, somebody who wants to go for big goals in life and likes to get enthusiastic at the idea of taking on a challenge, you start to feel demotivated over time being with a woman because you're constantly failing. So what do I mean when I say that? I mean that if you're a man, you're going to make mistakes. You damn sure are. There's no way for you to avoid it. Now, the thing is, if you're a good dude, you're probably making mistakes that are not as detrimental as somebody who's a bad dude in a relationship. So case in point, if I'm a player and then I put myself in a relationship, I'm going to make critical mistakes. Why? Because I'm going to act like I'm being faithful, but I'm behind her back going to cheat and do all the other stuff that you would expect a player to do. So I'm making mistakes that are actually just counterproductive, because I could still just be single and it wouldn't be a mistake. But since I'm in a relationship, it is a mistake. But we're talking about people like me. Good dudes who have a plan for their life and want a solid woman to be by their side so that she can be there when he reaches to a big level. Now, the thing is, my wife is supportive, of course, but since I'm a good dude, I make mistakes that are not critical, but those are still mistakes that will never be forgotten. So all you guys have noticed, I just want y'all to do this social experiment real quick. Think of a dude that is in a pretty good relationship. He ain't really messing up like that. You look at him as a good dude. Get around him and his girl and just ask, hey, name me some things you love about your husband or love about your dude. And then ask her what are some things that she don't like about her dude. I don't know how it will go for you. That's why I say it's a social experiment. But what from I've noticed for real, is whenever I ask that question, the female is almost dying to get out the bad stuff. She'll bring out real quick the mistakes this dude made. She'll bring out real quick 5 years back when he said or did something wrong to hurt her feelings. But that same female is struggling when I really try to get her to pull out what she loves about her dude. So that kind of lets me know, like, no matter what you're doing in a relationship, you will always fail. Because you're going to make a mistake. The female's going to feel a certain way about it. And her feelings are going to trump your apology. Even if you get past it, she can feel however the fuck she wants. Y'all could be having a good day yesterday. Everything was straight. You did something maybe a little wrong where she got upset. You nipped it in the bud, apologized, whatever. Let it be 3 weeks later. She's having a bad day. She thinks of when that happened. It'll be like you fucking just made the mistake. So be wary of that, dudes, if you want to get into a relationship. And also understand that's what it is, you know. Another thing I peep, let's say a positive thing. When you have a woman by your side that got your back and y'all actually in a good, let's say, time period with each other and y'all ain't really having too many issues and griping and fussing at each other, it's just a great feeling knowing that you got a partner. You know what I mean? They got your back, you got their back. And any problems that y'all face that come to the relationship, it's two people trying to figure out how to solve it instead of just one. So you have that support system. And also, you know, kind of adding into it is you become a more well-rounded person when you're in a relationship, because if it's a woman who loves you, she's going to want to see you conquer whatever is holding you back. So case in point, I'll give you an example about my wife. I always had beef with my dad because I grew up, if you're a black person, you probably know it. A lot of us grow up without a dad in the picture, and we live our lives repeating the narrative that our parents or whoever the fuck told us since we was kids. You know, your dad ain't shit. He did this, he did that. He ain't worth it. Look, he ain't never. I don't need no man. I'm your mom and your dad. You know, he ain't show up for your birthday. He ain't do this. He ain't do that. So all you think about when you picture your dad as somebody who whack or who let you down, and then you have all these feelings that are holding you back as you try to become a man yourself. So that was what happened to me. But by the age of 28, I had been with my wife for, at that moment, it was probably around, we had probably been together for a good 3-4 years. And she was the one who changed my mind about reaching out to my dad and squashing the beef, you know? Because I can think for myself, and it's time for me to establish a relationship with him. And I did that, and that was probably one of the greatest things that I could have done. It helped him, it helped me, I grew. And honestly, I can point the finger back to my wife and say she's the one who pushed me to that point. So that's an example of how being with a woman, she can push you to become a better version of yourself. A negative, Rollo Tomasi talked about it in the book The Rational Male, which I think is honestly mandatory reading for anybody. Any male who is 13 and up, that's mandatory reading, dog. Now, he said in the book something about competition anxiety, and I totally agree with that shit. Competition anxiety is at its highest when you are single as a dude, you on your shit, as AMS says, on your purpose, you making money, you taking care of yourself, and you got numerous women who are all interested in being with you, right? What happens is when you get with these women, there's competition anxiety that they will have. So what happens with the competition anxiety is it will make those females be on their best behavior knowing that they are replaceable. And in effect, they're competing with other women that they know you have access to, and they want to be the one that you choose. So you're going to have a woman who is doing everything to impress you. She's probably going to sexually go past her normal limit. When she's out with you, she's going to swallow the little bullshit that she'll argue with you about when y'all married. She will try to be fun and very accommodating to who you are. That's what I notice drops off when you are married and you're a good dude trying to hold it down. You ain't cheating. You ain't got a rotation. You ain't got hoes on the side. What happens is the woman knows she's your only source of, let's say, pussy. And that kind of gives her a little bit more playroom to start pissing you off, honestly. To start acting more bitchy and being more in her feelings. And you know what I'm saying? Like, when you have a rotation, one chick that's not acting right, she knows, oh, I got other women that can replace me. But if you over here focusing on one woman, she act up, that's fucking up your day way more, because you ain't got other females that you could just blow some steam off with. You got one female that you, if you married and all that like I am, then you share the same space. So how to get past that? You know what I mean? That's one of the negatives that I just peeped. Single, you got a rotation, you doing your thing, one chick piss you off, it really don't even hit your heart like that. You get with one woman, let some years fast forward, she's gonna know what to say to set you off. She's gonna know how to bring up a topic to get you in your feeling. You know what I mean? And all of that stuff is due to, in my opinion, competition anxiety, not being there anymore. Next thing, positive. You will, in a relationship, I mean, I said it already, kind of like being a well-rounded person, but you'll experience things that you never would have experienced had you been single. You know, your activities on the weekend will be different from maybe the chasing ass agenda you had when you was single, or the I'm gonna go ahead and get it popping every weekend attitude you had when you was by yourself. When you with a woman, chances are you gonna try out different foods, you gonna go to different places. Even your vacation spots will be places that you never even imagined going to, and it'll be more wholesome because you have somebody there with you that you care for, and y'all get to basically create lasting memories together. So that's a beautiful thing. You know, like, I've been to Turkey, I've been to Dominican Republic, I've been to all these cool places with my wife that honestly, if I was by myself, I would have chose something else. So that's another positive. Negative. It is emotionally draining dealing with a female day in and day out, bro. And I'm gonna tell you, like, it starts to make you feel like you're out of gas. I don't know if any married dudes out there is listening to this video. You probably know what I mean. Like, you love your wife, you're doing everything to keep her happy. You made mistakes, you're trying to move past, but you start feeling very drained emotionally. You stop it's like desensitized. Like, so now if she's arguing and upset, you feel more annoyed and like want to be away from the situation than you maybe did in the beginning, where you were like, hey, you know, I love this woman. Let me make sure she good. Hey, babe, you okay? This and that. Now it's like, what is it now? You know what I mean? It becomes very emotionally draining, and I can only speak for myself. I'm pretty sure dudes out there can get it. But it makes me start to resent my wife. It honestly makes me start to resent my wife, the fact that I'm so emotionally drained. And the reason why is because I started to feel like an emotional victim to her unstable emotions. So this means at any moment, however she feels, it doesn't matter what she says or how she reacts or whatever. Like, the responsibility is always going to lie on me to calmly assess the situation, get her back into a good spirit, and then everything can be fine. But I'm thinking, yeah, until the next time where you flip out and act a fool and get upset, and then it's still my fault. It's still up to me to make you come back to, like, AMS brings that up. Other dating coaches talk about it too. About you staying in your masculine frame and then they stay in their feminine frame. But if you in a relationship the whole time, what's gonna happen is she's gonna do everything to try to get you into your feminine. So you're constantly, even if your armor is strong, if I keep hitting at it with the same hammer in the same spot, eventually that armor is gonna start to get weak. And that's how it feels when dealing with, let's say, a woman in the long term. Very draining. So, I mean, I'm gonna keep the list even, Steven. 3 positives, 3 negatives. I hope you got something out this video. If y'all dudes have any other things that you notice in your relationship, whether they be good or bad, feel free to go ahead and comment in the comment section below. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. Don't want to take too long. And at the end of the day, I want y'all to like, comment, subscribe, share the video if you can. Take care of yourselves, and I'll be around next time with a follow-up video.